RT Live Talk, Detroit's #1 midday YouTube talk show. Excited to be back for another live stream. Looking forward to having a chance to connect and to find out what's on your mind, and more importantly, what's the pulse of the current environment we're in now. And so I have a lot of stories I can touch on, but I want to make sure I give you guys the opportunity to check in and share your thoughts and as to what's going on. So welcome to this live stream. It's Wednesday. Looking forward to have some good time today. And so let me, as always, before I dive any further, any new viewers, want to make sure I acknowledge your presence. So feel free to chime in via the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. And then when the phone lines open up, I would love to hear from you. 313-462-0027. All right, so let me check in via chat real quick, and then we can dive into a couple articles here, share my 2 cents, and then I want to hear from you guys. So we got Jay in the building. Says, Silver. We got low blood pressure, early bird today. Trying to do my best to set us to make it a set time, trying to shoot for 6 p.m. Eastern Standard and just keep it at that as best I can, and go from there. And see how that works. So I'm pushing it, but I'm trying. What else we got here? We got Jordan, we got Tony B in the building, we got Dexter Dave, we got says my views 1 hour shows or more, bro. Yeah, and that's the thing. The 1 hour shows, they're difficult, man, just because on my end, give it take the time and everything else, and so it's just not as easy. So I try to make it so we can all get together, connect, and chat. And that's why I think the Discord is important, because a lot of people from here go over to Discord, and we keep the conversation rolling over there. And it's all day, every day. So it's just a lot easier on myself. So what else we got? Iman, it says, please talk about how gold is down, but silver is going up. Okay, I can touch on that. Low blood pressure, Oaktown. What have we got? Tony B, 6. They say 3 p.m. my time. So 3 p.m. Pacific Standard. Okay. So yeah, I hope that works out well for everybody over there. Mark Carr. Okay. All right. So let's dive right in. Watching from Guyana. Okay. Joe, how's things down in your neck of the woods, man? Let me know what's life like down in your area. Curious to hear. It says gold is going down to 1750. Yeah, man. It's at this current moment, man. When you're looking at prices in metal terms, especially silver, video I did earlier, the squeeze is in. It is what it is. Shortage of silver physically is more than obvious now, but yet the paper game is still strong. And so I anticipate it being the same thing in the gold sector, man. They're going to try their best to try to lower the prices to keep attention from it, because those are the last two, meaning gold and silver. Those are the last two assets that if they lose control of the price of those, game is over with. So the main objective is to keep everything, the equity markets at all-time highs, as well as the crypto market at all-time highs, to keep people excited about those assets there, as opposed to the actual physical things in the form of gold and silver. So all right, so I got a couple articles here, man, and then we can dive in further. And so a lot of these articles I grabbed from the Discord page. So before we get started, I want to make sure I point everybody as to where they can go to do such. And so let me see and put this on the screen here. So for those that are maybe new to the channel or whatnot, if you want to connect with us and stay up to date as to what's going on, I encourage you to click the social media link beneath this video here and scroll to the third link and join the Discord page. And you can share articles as well as videos or whatnot from your favorite common YouTubers out there on the Discord page. And then also last night we talked for about 2 hours on the off the air unfiltered talk. And so it was a good talk. We talked a lot about the oil situation, Texas, you name it, gold, silver. So if you guys are interested in that, I want to encourage you to become a member of the Patreon team. You can join us during the week and just hang out unfiltered. And those talks there, they're without time limits. It's just more so hanging out amongst like-minded individuals, having a good time. So those are where I want to have majority of the time spent. And then also to make sure you guys are aware, during the day, articles go up on rethinkingthedollar.com. And so you guys can check in there and stay up to date on your crypto as well as gold and silver news. So let's dive right into this very first article here, which I think is very important because based upon talk from last night's discussion, we're talking about how everything appears to be a setup, a deliberate setup by those that are trying to orchestrate this whole great reset. Why not create an energy crisis within this country, and especially in regards to the whole pipeline situation with Biden? He killed the Keystone Pipeline, and it looks like another pipeline, Dakota Pipeline, I think it is another thing they're about to try to, cancel that as well, creating more of a energy crisis. Because once again, under the Trump presidency, he touted it as being we're energy independent, to where we didn't rely upon any other nation. We were self-sufficient with energy. And so it looks like there's a deliberate attempt to kill that self-sustainability that we've created for ourselves in terms of energy by doing things of this magnitude. And the biggest thing is that, once again, it could be far left field, but my personal opinion is that this whole weather situation that hit the Texas region is not by accident. I don't think for 1 second that this storm, regardless of global warming, global cooling, or whatever, happened to be something that was just by chance. I think it was some type of form of the weather manipulation tools that they have out there. And so for those that may not be familiar with it, just Google weather manipulation and you'll get more than enough information on your own to be able to try to put all that together and try to help some of this make sense, because of course it's all about the energy. And of course, as a part of the global agenda and the Agenda 2030, a lot of that is to basically alleviate or to eliminate our ability to sustain ourselves via energy, because energy, for the most part, makes the world go around. And there's plans from higher up to try to limit that. And of course, when we talk about the nuclear aspect as well, and by them shutting down nuclear plants or whatnot throughout the country. So just an interesting article here. Big freeze, man, in Texas becoming a global market crisis. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that I think I saw something today about Saudi Arabia now. They're going to now ramp up their oil production to more like 1 million barrels a day. But to give you an idea what's going on here, it says more than 4 million barrels of a day of output. Almost 40% of the nation's crude production is now offline, according to traders and executives. One of the world's biggest oil refining centers has been output drastically cut back. So you have all this production that comes to a halt. What does that do? It's going to create a spike in prices in every other form of energy we consume, and therefore will trickle into the cost of food and everything like that as well, creating more of a pinch heading into this spring. So this is something definitely to keep an eye on. So there's more information here if you guys are interested in diving into it. Feel free to do so. I have about 6 or 7 articles to skim through. Another one here, the one I want to lead off with prior to that big freeze, was the increase in the record-breaking rise in mortgage loans. And of course, there's more information here. But one thing I found to be the most interesting is that this is the highest amount of mortgage debt taken out since the fourth quarter of 2006. And we all know what kind of began to take place around that time frame with the whole mortgage-backed subprime lending crises that followed, about a year after that, and the chain of events that occurred from that point there. So once again, we don't seem to learn from history in regards to people thinking it's okay to take out too much debt in regards to their personal dwelling as well as rental properties and everything like that in the midst of a recession, borderline a new depression. So I think this is a setup for a major mortgage or housing correction pretty soon, because all this debt, once again, will not be able to be repaid back, on top of all of the issues we're having with the forbearances as well as the moratoriums or whatnot throughout the country. And so, it's not looking pretty. Then it talks about how it says this year's mortgage debt increased by $486 billion. And it says student loans increased just $47 billion. So people still taking out student loans. Auto debt nudged a little bit higher to $43 billion to 1.37. So credit card debt declined. So people are utilizing their cards, but not as much as they were for just frivolous spending on consumption without we're actually needing those items. So something worthwhile there, but more debt. All right, something else here. Let me get to this next one here. It says, here's something I thought was interesting that I put in Discord earlier. And it's the fact that the whole National Guards, and they're talking about pushing it back through the fall of 2021. So the question is, why? What is really going on that we're not being told? And that's a subject matter that is not even in the mainstream. Like, nobody seems to be talking about this. The fact that you got troops on the ground in DC and they're talking about pushing it back to the fall. So I have my opinions on that, and I can share that in a minute. Another story here. The Bahamas gets a card for its sand dollar national digital currency. And so they're incorporating some type of prepaid card down there to, in collaboration with MasterCard, to offer a digital version of the Bahamian dollar, which is in some form, it's their version of a central bank digital currency. But once again, it's on a MasterCard. So I'm not quite sure, if this is just a test run or whatnot, but it's something that's going to be rolled out next month, and we'll see what developments come from that. And then, of course, more debt. The global debt surged by more during the pandemic than it did in 2008. And just as an idea of what that looks like, if 2008 and 9 was, a mild, 1, 2, 3 trillion, so far we're well beyond that point. And they were not able to unwind the debt load taken on to the central bank's balance sheets, 10 plus years ago. What would make anybody think that they're going to be able to unwind this current amount of debt on their balance sheet as it continues to grow, because it just has to grow? And then another article here. BlackRock says the world's largest asset manager has started to dabble in Bitcoin. And so once you get the world's largest asset manager getting into crypto space, I think that basically finalizes the whole idea of adoption, because these people handle over 10 trillion or something of that magnitude worth of funds for individuals. So they're getting involved. And then another article here, and I'll probably end it with this because I got a couple more, but I thought this was interesting. So I'll let you guys read the title of this for yourself and let me know what you think about this one. So I don't even want to talk about it like that. But as you can see here, we have the person who seems to know more about this whole health situation than anybody, because he's been interviewed on every single major news network, you name it. But yeah, it looks like they won't be wanting to put a third jab into people. So yeah, as if that's going to work. But anyway, enough ranting, man. Enough me going off the cuff there. But feel free. Let's talk. Give me a call, man. I want to try to get as many calls as I can in. Or I want to up the ante a little bit to shake it up a little bit. If we have anybody, it's been a while since I've done this, but if you have anybody that want to join me face to face to share a quick thought or to share a question or a comment, click this link right here in the chat and you'll join me via face to face, and you can share a quick thought, and we can use that as another tool to be able to get people to share what's going on, man. So anyway, I'm open to talk, and I did miss a couple super chats, so forgive me. Let me get to that one real quick. Dead and Regret says, so how heavy will your silver chain around your neck be when it hits triple digits, Mr. T style jewelry? Dead Regret, man, I appreciate the love offered to the channel. And so I know you're joking, but I think by the time we get to official triple digit silver, whether it be via spot price or the premiums on top of whatever the spot price they happen to keep it at, if they can keep it at $27 a spot price for a couple more months, probably, given the fact things are going to break up pretty soon, but then the premiums on top of that could take it to the 3-digit time frame. And at that point, when more people really catch on to how bad things are as far as the overall economy, you may not be wanting to wear anything that shines on your body because it might get snatched up off you. So just a little food for thought there. You might not want to let people know that you've been stacking anything, and because it's not going to go too well with those that were not able to get silver or gold at an affordable rate. All right, here we got Jay here says, if technology is moving forward, then why would they think about the windmills would be a better solution to energy? Hey, thanks for the love offering. I don't know exactly what their plan is, but of course, whatever it is designed to benefit them. So a lot of what they're telling us, they're lying to us. Like, they're telling us that renewable energy is the way to go, but then on the back end, they're investing in all types of other things to further monopolize the game. And when it comes to energy, so that's just my 2 cents. And look who we have here, the man of the minute, Mr. LBP, low blood pressure. How you doing, man?
Hey, Mike, how's it going? Can you hear me all right?
I'm doing good, man. Give me the rundown on in your neck of the woods, man. You got some power, I see, so you're able to connect. What's good, man? Talk to me.
Yeah, it's crazy. Look, I haven't lost power, but look, there's a school, near where the power's out.
Mm-hmm.
There was a big tree that fell down, and there's people with chainsaws and hacksaws just chopping wood just to heat their houses, Mike. There's people going to Lowe's and buying 2x4s to cut them up just to warm up their homes. It's a little bit crazy.
Yeah, it's just more than a little bit crazy. That's extremely crazy, because that's one of the things where it happened to be a tree that fell down. And imagine people scrambling like it's food. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get that tree to bring it home because it's free wood.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And that wood, they don't burn. Well, I guess it's been down for a while. It's a big tree,
Yeah.
but I guess they're cleaning up the school. What else was I gonna say? The supermarkets, there's
Mm-hmm.
lines out the door, Mike. The
Still.
gas stations, huh?
Mm-hmm. So like there's lines still out the door around for the supermarkets in the area.
Yeah, so supermarkets, yeah, but not little stores. Like I had to get milk,
Mm-hmm.
and someone told me don't even go to the supermarket. There isn't any milk there. I don't know. I didn't see it because I didn't want to wait in line. I had to go to like Walgreens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I went to another store and they were empty. They said the milk trucks aren't coming in because I guess the ice
Mm-hmm.
and because they closed off 37, which is the main highway coming down here from San
Yeah.
Antonio. There's only one highway. And so I went to Walgreens and they had some milk, thank God. And because baby blood pressure, he goes crazy without that milk. And I got powdered milk, but it's not the same. They kind of
Yeah.
reject it.
Yeah.
So I got that, and and then I'm good. But I'm good for like a year, Mike. I don't even have to go to the grocery store. But it's
Yeah.
just people panicking.
Yeah, man, and that's the thing. Like I'm hearing different stories, of course, and I hear there's 4 million or so households. So I'm assuming in the Corpus Christi area, in your county or something like that, you got power or what?
Yeah, look, I live in Wessex County, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's the main Corpus Christi, and then there's a place called the Bluff that's like a peninsula.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the island, which is North Padre Island, but they just call it Padre Island, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that place had no power for 3 days, and half of the island has power now. And on this place, the peninsula called Flower Bluff,
Yeah.
half of it has no power still. And it's been 3 days, and luckily now it's a little bit warmer than what it was the last couple of days.
Yeah.
And in the main city, Corpus Christi, I would say maybe a fourth. From what I'm hearing, there's areas with no power, but it's not the whole city.
Now, what's the forecast of the weather looking ahead, according to what you're being told, what you guys can see? Is it like, because I was talking to, I think Daryl was mentioned last night, and that in Mississippi that, it was cold, not necessarily snow cold, but it was, I think it was snow or whatever, but it's like 2 days from now, it's going to be 45, 50 degrees again. Like, so just looking ahead, what is it looking like down there for you guys as of now?
Well, as of now, like today, it was like in the 40s, like maybe 40, 38, because I work outside. So I could tell from 18 to 30, it feels like summertime.
Yeah.
But I think next week, I think it's going to get warmer. And then it's supposed to be another cold front coming pretty soon, like next week, But honestly, Mike, I don't think it's going to be as cold as this last one. Nobody's ever seen a cold like this. It's something that's never happened here,
Yeah, and so if you guys are anticipating or expecting another cold front next week, come on, man. Like I mentioned before, leading off, like this is not coincidental. This is not by accident. I don't want to be too far out there in left field, but man, it's just it's just too much chaos all at once for it to just be coincidental. And then I think TB put in a Discord saying that there's a gas plant blew up, an energy plant blew up in Tennessee or something like that. Like, come on now, how often does that stuff happen? You know what I'm saying?
You know the craziest thing, Mike, I start thinking, like, Texas doesn't use power that much during the winter. All the power is consumed in the summertime because of the AC. And AC, the 30 amp AC, uses so much wattage compared to a heater, because a heater, all it has, if it's electric, it's got coils, but the one I have, mine is natural gas. So the only electric is the blower fan, so it doesn't use a lot of energy. So this thing about all these people are loading up the grid, it's not true. It happens only in the summertime.
Yeah. And I was saying, same thing. I was wondering, like, because you guys experience extreme heat. The AC is cranking it like nothing else in the summertime. And I've never heard about massive power outages at that point due to the extreme heat. But hey, man. But hey, I appreciate you checking in, man, and sharing what's going on. Definitely stay up to date with us. Keep us up posted. And also, keep doing what you're doing in the Discord as well, man. I appreciate you.
All right, Mike. All right. Thanks for taking my call here. Thanks.
Yeah, be good.
All right, bye.
Yeah, man. Good stuff, man. So I appreciate Mr. LBP checking in. So give me a call. Let's talk. I'm curious to hear whatever else you guys are hearing, seeing, or witnessing out there in the streets. Let me know. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Mike, Tony from Oakland. How you doing, brother?
TB. Good, my man. What's on your mind today?
Oh man, I want to give my boy LBP much love, man. Tell him to stay warm. If there's anything the community can do for him and help him out, just tell him put it in the Discord, man. And anything within our power, we'll take care of.
Yeah, definitely. Give me your thoughts on this energy situation. I mean, and that force majeure article you put out there. I didn't get a chance to thumb through it, but give me your thoughts on what that is about, and I'll pull up if I can.
Yeah, with the force majeure in the Permian Basin.
Yeah.
The natural gas and pipeline industry's been bleeding out, and that's the big boys. And rather than have them go bankrupt, they just Biden came in and shut everybody down. And so what you'll start seeing is force majeures. Unfortunately, this is coincidental.
Yeah,
with the thing that's going on in Texas and the southern states.
So you think it is? So you think it is just a coincidence, huh?
Yeah. Well, the one thing that they won't talk about is that the sun has corona holes in it, and with those corona holes in it, when it's Earth facing, it sends a blast of plasma this way, and when that plasma hits the Earth and the sun are connected, and it goes right through the core, and the wind comes in behind. There's a whole lot of science behind it, but
yeah.
Still, what we're getting ready to go through is what's a 12,000 year ice age is what we're going to go through.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be pretty, but we still can survive it. But, with this greenhouse effect that everybody's talking about with the lowering the CO2, it's a joke. It's a joke. Now, ask the people in Texas about the green energy. Do you think they like that? It takes a plane that's manufactured by natural gas and coal and everything else in order to get up there to spray the jet fuel or the antifreeze to loosen up the blades that are made of plastic and oil in order to get energy that's non-that.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous what they're trying to pull over on the green energy. I mean, and what it actually is doing is blowing up in their face. We need to look at the other side of that. We feel sorry for people down in Texas with the energy thing, but when you start seeing force majeures and you start seeing wind factors and everything, all of this, the wind thing is just going to blow up in their face, and that's what it's doing right now. So we need to stay steadfast, help each other, love each other, and just push forward.
Yeah. Hey, good stuff, man. Appreciate you for calling and sharing your thoughts, my friend.
Yeah.
All right, be good.
Bye.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. I appreciate the call. Appreciate the call and insights. Okay, so let me check in via chat real quick. I missed a lot of thoughts and comments out there. I apologize. The grand solar minimum. Yeah, it's Monkey King. So yeah, I've heard a lot about that, and it's one of the things where I haven't dived much into it, but according to everything that we're experiencing now, it's obviously some validity to it. So it is what it is, man. When they never actually solve any problems. All right. So anyway, highlight at Rethinking a Dollar if you got a question or a thought you want to share via the chat, or give me a call. I'm curious to hear what else is out there, and then we can keep it moving. And so let's talk. Okay, well, got a call here. I was going to talk about the metals. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Pat from Alabama. How
Pat,
you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good, my friend. How are you doing down there in Alabama?
I'm doing just fine. A little bit chilly down here. We're not used to that. But
I bet. What else is going on, man?
Well, you put out a video today, and you said something about backwardation. Was that what your subject was?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just a fugitive farm laborer, and if you'd be kind enough to explain that in depth, I think I will benefit from it, and so will some others, if you don't mind.
Okay, no problem. So the backwardation idea is the fact that the future price, this is all dealing with the futures, of course, the current futures price for silver in the future is a lot cheaper than it is now, which is causing a shortage of supply because everybody's looking to actually take hold of the physical now as opposed to wait till later because of the concern that the silver will not be available in the future. So a lot of the so-called silver squeeze activity now is everybody trying their best to get actual physical while they still can now because they're not too confident that there's going to be a supply of actual available silver for delivery in the future at that point. So basically the price of silver now is more expensive than what it's anticipated being in the future. So that's playing into the fact that a lot of the supply now is drying up because everybody's trying to actually get a hold of something because they don't think it's going to be there next month or the month after that and moving forward. So price has been moved up basically in a nutshell.
Okay, I understand now, and I certainly do appreciate that explanation. If you've got time for a short story with me trying to buy silver today,
Go ahead, give it to us.
Call JM Metals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they'll ship for free over $299.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I offered a bank transfer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, give them my routing number and account number and reach my bank and get the money you need.
Yeah.
And they told me, oh, we can't do that unless it's over 2,500.
Really?
That's never happened to me before at JM.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, like I said, I'm a fugitive farm laborer. I can't afford 2,500.
Well, I think that all the online bullion dealers now are experiencing some type of squeeze on their supply as well. And so I don't doubt that they're going to have some issues moving forward to where they're going to try to make sure that they limit their ability of continuing to let the silver go without trying to make sure that people with the most funds get it first. So the small fries, you know, as they say, you might get your shipment 5 to 10 business days from now because they still have to go get it on their end as well. So yeah, this summer, man.
Never had that as an issue before with JM. Of course, I never will have it again.
Yeah. Hey, man, Pat, I appreciate you calling, my man.
Okay, thank you, sir. You have a good day.
Be good. Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Give me a call and let's talk. Curious to hear what else is going on out there. So we say Jackson Dave says, I can't get out of the house today with all the snow, but it's on Friday. A Mark bought some JM bullion. Yeah, man, it is what it is. Called SD bullion. Yeah, and I think even with SD, I think even they have a little bit of a 5 or 10 days type of situation. All the online boys have issues. So yeah, I think the best if you got the cash in hand and you have some credible people that you've dealt with in your city, you might want to go local just to make sure you can get it in your hand. And also I think moving forward, especially when we get into the summertime, for some reason I just believe this summertime is going to be the pinnacle of when everything in the financial realm with all the futures aspects and the metals as well as even the crypto space is going to go bananas. And at that point, I wouldn't trust, trying to put an order in online of any kind, especially when it comes to metals, given the fact that metals are getting a lot of attention now. And it's good to say that the logistic companies, UPS, FedEx, and especially the Postal Service, your package going to come up a little light. I can attest to that. Somebody got me with some weight in one of my packages one time. And it's one of them things where it's going to be questionable to be able to ship stuff through the mail, man. So that's the whole idea of think you can call in and have your stuff shipped in from overseas or something. Come on now, it may not get to you because you have a lot of people that are becoming aware of the importance of having metals, and a lot of people want to try to rush in at the last minute and not find any available. So they're going to be willing to take whatever you have or whatever you haven't sent your way. So anyway, enough of me rant, man. Let me get into some. So once again, as I mentioned, I was talking about how BlackRock, and so BlackRock, pretty much BlackRock for the most part runs the whole financial sector in a sense in regards to holding retail investors' funds and have them tied up in all those financial products they've given us. And now they have made it official that they're going to start dabbling in Bitcoin. And so right now we have the actual Bitcoin price at $52,390 or $386. And of course, if you look at the price of Bitcoin denominated in other fiat currency, it's already surpassed what will be the equivalent of 52. I think like right now, in those currencies that I was referring to yesterday and last week, the premium on BTC, for example, is maybe a 25% more than it's 52,000. So people are paying a lot more for a single piece or an entire unit of a BTC coin than what we're paying here now. So this is getting crazy out here, man. It is getting crazy. All right, what else we got here? Phone lines are available. Give me a call. Curious to hear what else is going on out there. And I got a couple more articles I can probably touch on. And so this one here I thought was once again, I think Biden was not willing to talk to a lot of the African American, think tanks or whatnot on trying to deal with how to help the Black community. But it looks like now they might be looking to consider reparations. And so once again, I'm not sure why they're trying to study this other than to provide us some distractions or something to get people fired up, thinking that more checks are coming their way. And so once again, man, this type of stuff at this current moment, why would it even be important to bring this up again unless from a fiscal standpoint, they need another way to allocate another additional trillion towards trying to paper over a collapse in the economy by saying that we now owe Black people funds for what happened to them years and years, Yeah, right now, man. Regardless of race at this current moment, it's literally, it's a race to get out of the green. And the best way to do it, of course, is through the gold and the silver, because they're going to try to paper over the economy as much as they can with stuff like this. And it's all a distraction because once again, they can give you more stimulus checks. But the question is, what will it be able to buy as stuff becomes more, as become more apparent that the economy is tanking? So just stuff worth, mentioning. I see somebody about Rush Limbaugh. I never really followed him much or got into it much from that spiel there. So I can't really speak on that, man. But anyway, what we got here. So, all right, people, hit that 31-minute mark. As I mentioned, the goal is to be short and concise, get as much as we can in, and more importantly, get the chance to hear from you guys. So I want to also invite those that might have came in late. Make sure you guys join the Discord. Join the Discord page, and we can continue the conversation over there, sharing, news and articles as well as your opinions on different subject matters. So click the social media link beneath this video here. Click the Discord button. You'll get an invite here. This invite here will take you directly to the page. There's about 15 people online now, so I'll actually copy this. I'll put this in the chat so you can click on this and, sign up for the Discord page and join us over there. And then also for those that are interested, like I mentioned last night, we had a 2-hour hangout where we talked, unscripted on the Patreon side. So it was a good little turnout. So feel free to become a member of the Patreon gang. Any amount there will get you in a mix, and you can hang out and just share your unfiltered talk. And just try to navigate and once again, it's good to be amongst people like yourself and people that think like you. So good little way to hang out and have some fellowship with as well. So anyway, that is all she wrote for today. It has been fun. Hope you guys have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see you tomorrow, Lord willing. Peace.